What inspired us to start To the T Plumbing, Heating, and Air of Austin was we were looking for another industry to pivot into, and we were just so impressed with the founders. We were so impressed with Megan and Nate Trail, the business that they had built over the last 14 years in Colorado. They've invested in the trades, they've invested in young people in schools, they've built a culture at their Colorado location that was just envious. We wanted to make sure that we were getting involved with a family-owned business that was putting their employees and their customers first, and that's what we found. A story that really highlights our culture and our family-owned nature would be a Saturday that we got an emergency call from an older lady. She didn't have water. Through asking her a few questions, we found out that it was her well that wasn't working, and we weren't qualified to work on her well for her. So what we did was we offered to take cases of water to her to get her taken care of for that day. Then I set about making phone calls. I just started calling everybody I could find. I started doing Google searches so that I could find someone that could work on her well. We finally did get someone to work on her well. And I got a call the next day from her. She let me know that her husband had died about 4 weeks prior to that, and it was him that had always taken care of things like that. And she just wanted to let us know how much she appreciated us, even though we weren't able to provide a service for her, that we went out of our way to try and get her a solution. Some of the ways that our core values have dictated how we have built and are growing the company is the way that we've recruited employees. We look at culture. Yes, we want to make sure that our guys are licensed. We want to make sure that our guys are apt. They have the ability to do the job. But for us, culture is very important. If we're going to send someone into your home with our logo on their shirt, we want to make sure it's someone that we would want in our home. Me and my wife actually took the extra step of taking potential employees out to dinner with their wives to meet their wives and really get to know what their family was like, so that we make sure that they would fit with our company culturally. Okay. Everybody can get you a water heater, everybody can get you an AC, but I think that building a relationship based on trust with our customers, I think that's really what sets us apart. We're not going to try to upsell you on things that you don't need. Mm-hmm. We're always going to communicate as much as possible. We're always going to give you options so that you have the power to decide. One of the ways that we try to help you initially is we try to get, if it's a busted water pipe, we try to get that stopped immediately, and we'll do that over the phone. Hey, this is where the shutoff valve is. This is how you access that. And at that point, then we can decide, do we need to get somebody out there at 3 o'clock in the morning, or is 7 a.m. okay, right? But as long as we can get the water stopped flowing, we can mitigate the damage to your house. Secondarily, if it's you smell gas, if there's something that's wrong with your heater, what we're going to suggest is that you evacuate and call 911. We're going to give you the best case scenario over the phone so that you can handle that situation, and then we're going to get out there to you as quickly as possible. Another way is that we carry a lot of parts on our van. So if there's an emergency at 3 o'clock in the morning, there's not a supply house that's open that's able to run over and get a part and fix your water pipe or whatever it may be. So we stock parts like that so that we can fix that in the middle of the night if we have to. Yeah, so we have a customer club program that allows our customers to join in. It's a monthly subscription or an annual subscription, but what you get for that is you get regular maintenance. It's kind of a set and forget, right? Most people change the oil on their cars, but they don't worry about the maintenance on their equipment in their homes. A lot of people don't know that if you don't flush your hot water heater every year, you can void the warranty on that hot water heater. So then if it breaks and you don't have proof of it being flushed and serviced annually, you're going to be out of pocket for that. So that's something that we do. We'll schedule it for you. We'll come out 3 times a year. We'll do an HVAC checkup in the spring, an HVAC checkup in the fall, and then we'll also pair one of those with the flushing of the hot water heater. We will check the water pressure in your home. But with that, every dollar that you put into the subscription is banked. So this is something that other companies don't do that have these subscription plans. We bank that money for you. So if it's 3 years, 5 years, 8 years down the road that you do need a new system, every single dollar that you've put into our club membership gets deducted from the cost of that system. You also get 15% off major installations. You get 5% off plumbing installations. There, you get priority booking and scheduling. If there's a non-club member, we're still going to try to get to them as soon as possible. But if you're a member of the family, you get in first. So I was born in Texas, and we have a saying, if you don't like the weather, just wait a minute, right? It's going to change. And most of the time when Texas weather changes, it changes for the extreme. So it's either extreme hot or extreme cold. Some of the things that people need to be aware of, one of the main things is with the fluctuations of pressures and temperatures for your HVAC that people don't think about is the drain line. There's a drain line that it's a simple condensation has to go somewhere and it drains out, and that little line will get clogged up. And there's a sensor in there that says, hey, I'm clogged up, and then it'll shut your system down. So we like to educate our customers on that. We like to let them know how to fix it themselves if they need to, or to maintenance it. In Texas, we don't have a lot of sustained extreme cold. We just have these hard fluctuations. So by and far, Texans, we don't bury our water lines very deep. They're not insulated well in the houses. So the best advice that we could give is to wrap those lines, right? If there's an exterior hose bib, just make sure that they're wrapped. You can put towels on them. You can put pillows, blankets, anything. Maintenance those drain lines. They can make sure that their attics are well ventilated. That's another thing that's big. Your water heaters a lot of times in Texas are stored in the attic, and those things just turn into ovens, and it just pushes the air out of the attic and your pilot goes out, and then now you don't have hot water and you're calling us to come out, and what's wrong? And it's just that there wasn't enough ventilation in your attic space. So proactively making sure that your drain lines are good and making sure that you have good ventilation in your attic. At To The T, we keep up with the latest technology and trends by partnering with our vendors and manufacturers. Our vendors and manufacturers are good about keeping their ear to the ground as far as what changes are coming in the industry, and they provide training for continued education as well as certification training so that our guys stay up to date on what's changing, what's coming out, and what new trends are happening in the industry. Recently, a lot of trends are moving towards in-home air quality. One of the products that we specifically offer to our customers is called a Remi Halo. It uses UV light, ionized particles, and it actually injects some hydrogen peroxide basically into your ductwork. What it does is it kills 99% of biologics and organic growth. It changes the smell of the air even coming out of your ducts. Something else that we're really big on, there are internet valves now. Our parent company the franchise company in Colorado has a partnership with an insurance company called Chubb. They have a StreamLabs valve that they send out to their customers. It basically goes downstream of your main shutoff, but upstream of the house. And what this valve does is it monitors flow, and it can detect leaks. It can detect a water faucet that's been left on, and this is huge for people that have secondary homes, lake houses or Airbnbs, places that they're not at all the time. You'll get an alert on your phone. It'll shut the water off, and then that stops you from getting this huge claim, this huge amount of water damage in your home. So those are a couple of the innovative technologies that we're actually offering to our customers now. beyond just being required by law to be certified, we take it as a point of pride that we are not going to just be a random guy in a vehicle that shows up at your house and says, I know how to put something in. Right? We are going to keep up with our licenses and our annual continued education. We're going to keep up with industry trends, and we're going to continue to better ourselves, not just as an HVAC technician or a plumber, but as people. Right. I'm huge on mentorship, and I think that it's very important for me to pour into my employees on a personal level as well as a professional level, and we encourage that to our management team to pour into their helpers. We're on the internet, www.tothetplumbingandheating.com. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, and you can reach out to me personally, and I'll answer the call. It's 512-966-4346.